Now,
so quickly here, if you let me comment, I think just let me comment here, Honorable UKJ Elendu. This is something that really can break any human. Seeing the footages of what had happened in South Africa and listening to a particular Nigerian who lost his entire mechanic workshop, I was broken. What do you think we should be doing at this point in time by reaching out to those Nigerians who have been, victims of this xenophobic attack?
Well, I'll tell you what happened in 2015. In 2015, of course, there were no lives lost, and for that we're very grateful. But then we had come up with a collation of the amount of monies of the businesses that were destroyed, and it was put at 89 million naira. And that was presented to the South African government at the Binational Commission for the Nigerians, for compensation to the Nigerians who had lost their businesses. Now, I'm sure that this is what we're going to do again. I must say that it is time for us to ask our country, our patriots, to remain calm in the face of this, to recognize that they live in a hostile environment, and so they have to engage more with the embassy and ensure that the embassy is aware of where they are. Now, the concern or the challenge that we have is that a lot of Nigerians who reside in South Africa do not make themselves known to the embassy to the extent that we don't even know. Yes, we know that we have about 700,000 Nigerians who currently reside in South Africa, but a lot of them are not registered with the embassy. So I think that the Nigerians who also reside in South Africa should make themselves known to the embassy in such a way that they are given the cover that they require. My heart is broken. I mean, for instance, what happened yesterday with Nigerians, I mean, it was just knee-jerk reaction of nationalistic fervor. Do I agree with violence? No, because I really do believe that in spite of the shareholding, that MTN is a Nigerian company. And I don't think that Nigerians should react in that way. But I must say that it was reaction, it was knee-jerk reaction, nationalistic fervor, especially when you, as you say, when you watch the videos of the Nigerians who have been hurt or maimed, and of course, thankfully, there are no reports of Nigerians who have been killed.
Well, before we leave here, I think very quickly, tell us what else do you think we should be doing, because sometimes people fear reprisals, and that is very key here. You just try to touch on that on the surface. It could be spontaneous. What should we be doing just to avert any kind of reprisal back home? Because, as they say, everyone's brother is being touched somewhere, and he or she just might feel it back home here.
I must say, we must appeal and look for institutional means to resolve this. And that brings me right back to where I was at the beginning of this conversation, where I say we must find institutional means to sanction xenophobic attacks, any form of hate attacks, racism, whatever around the world. I think that there has to be a global coalition because there is a clear and present risk of reprisal attacks. But I do not believe that that is the way to go, because we indeed are a civilized people. And I believe that we have, by what happened yesterday, I think the message was clearly sent out that Nigerians have the propensity or the capacity for violence and reprisal should the need arise. However, I still think that institutional sanctions, a coming together of a lot of friendly nations, countries whose citizens have been affected and those whose citizens may be affected in the future, to come up with clear-cut sanctions on disincentives, structural disincentives, political disincentives, economic disincentives to countries like this that either shield or support either covertly or overtly xenophobia. I believe that whatever we do may be a tip of the iceberg, it may be a drop in the ocean, but I believe that if there were institutional, like I said, economic sanctions, physical government sanctions, structural sanctions, that it would be very effective against countries who have this repeat xenophobic attacks on other citizens. I think that's the way to go.
Honorable Nana UKJ Elendu, many thanks for speaking with us on State of the Nation here on Channels Television. We'll take a moment and we'll return. When we come back, we'll be looking at that menace that monster that has been taking over a lot of places, whether it is in Kaduna, in Nigeria's northern region, or southwest here in Lagos. School children, the young, the old, they've all been touched by kidnappers. What is the police doing about it? That'll be when we return on State of the Nation.